everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then I'm glad that you finally found me. My name's John Clayton. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and I've been clean and sober since February 21st, 2021. And we're carrying on in the basic text with the personal story section of the book. We're on page 224, and the story is At the End of the Road. So, well, let's just get into it. She thought she was a traveler, but it was really a need to escape herself. This addict from Norway found her way home on a Mediterranean island. I came to my first NA meeting because of a 12-step call. It wasn't that I hadn't tried to stop using. I had done nothing else for the last few years, but I tried by myself, my way. I was traveling around the world, changing cities, countries, and continents. I would have changed planets if I could have. I tried everything to get away from drugs. I stopped on various occasions. I substituted one drug for another. I tried changing boyfriends. I had a baby, thinking for sure that would stop me from using. But if I couldn't stop using for me, how could I stop using for someone else? Nothing or no one could stop me. As far back as I can remember, I have had a need to escape from myself and my feelings. As a child, I lived in a world of books and fantasy in the effort to escape from emotions like fear, shame, inadequacy, insecurity, inferiority, and oversensitivity. I became someone else. I went away from my family as often as I could to experience something different. I had to have excitement, something new all the time. I left home at 16 years old. By that time, I had already started to use drugs. I joined the hippies in the early 70s, and I left Norway and went to Denmark. I continued using, and I started to smuggle drugs because I was not able to keep a job. I went on to India on the hippie trail, and I ended up at the end station, which was Goa in India. Here I was hanging out with freaks from all over the world. Excuse me. I could get my hands on all kinds of drugs. I thought I had arrived in paradise for an active paradise. It looked like it from the outside, but there is no such place as paradise for an active addict. The drugs turned against me. I was imprisoned by my addiction, and I tried to get away from time and time again. I continued my criminal behavior and became an international drug smuggler. I ended up in jail, but I continued using while incarcerated. I became an extravagant consumer of drugs. I had developed a lifestyle of drugs, parties, and travel, but the emotions I tried getting away from caught up with me. The shame, fear, inferiority, despair, and loneliness only got bigger and bigger. I could not go on anymore. At one point, I was sure that I would die a using addict. I was close to death. I had developed a chronic bronchitis, and the attacks became more and more frequent. One doctor told me I could die from this. This was the condition in which two members of Narcotics Anonymous found me and brought me the message of recovery. They saved my life. They told me I had a disease and that recovery was possible. I went to a treatment center, and there I started to attend NA meetings. I moved back to my native country after having been away for 19 years, while spending a few months in the south of Europe. I had the opportunity to attend my first local NA convention and my first regional European convention. I went back to Norway and started an NA meeting in my hometown and became active in trying to spread the message about NA to the public. I mostly sat by myself at this NA meeting, but when I stopped listening for footsteps and instead focused on the fact that I was there for my own sake, things went much better. I was a member of NA, even if I was there alone. After 1 year, I moved down south, still clean, and got involved in an already established NA community with a couple of groups going. We formed a service structure, and slowly but surely, NA started to grow in Norway. I started to work the steps, and I also slowly but surely started to grow. I have the disease of addiction just as much today as I had a few years ago. I am powerless, but I have a power greater than myself in my life today, who has helped me to restore to sanity just for today. I no longer need to escape from myself and my feelings. I hand my will and my life over to God as I understood God, which has relieved me of trying to control people, places, and things in order to get things to the way I want them to be. It is up to God now. The results, the footwork, is up to me. I attend meetings regularly where I try to focus on bringing a message of recovery and giving back what other members so generously gave to me. I have had the opportunity to work a few fourth steps and have revealed my old unhealthy behavior patterns. I got rid of the shame and guilt that had become such a burden. I had the opportunity to focus on my assets, parts of me that I did not know I possessed. I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I could share so honestly all of myself with another human being. My sponsor in the fifth step, by sharing about myself, I found love and acceptance in the eyes of another woman, and by daring to be myself, I could start to like myself. I am just another human being with the defects of character and shortcomings. What a revelation. Further, in the eighth step, I made a list of people whom I had harmed, and I put myself first on the list. I hurt a lot of people, but none of as much as I hurt myself. I had nothing but contempt for myself, so there was no limit to the pain I inflicted on myself. Others whom I hurt were usually people close to me. They were people I loved while I was charging through life and my self-centered need for instant gratification. I made a direct amends to those people when to do so would not hurt them more. Instead of inflicting more hurt, I practiced love, compassion, and forgiveness. My experience is that it is much easier to make direct amends than indirect ones, because the latter takes much more time. I keep on making amends to myself on a daily basis. I take care of myself today. I thank my higher power on a daily basis for my life and for my recovery. There are two gifts that is up to me to take good care of. I do that by working in his program of the recovery and also practicing a healthy lifestyle. I have stopped filling myself up with chemicals. I eat healthy food. I rest. I do exercise. And I set boundaries where needed. I treat myself with respect and love today because I deserve it. In the 10th step, I do a daily inventory and I look at my behavior throughout the day. Today, I'm more able to say, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken, or I'm sorry, my mistake. When I do not act according to my values, I pray and meditate on a daily basis and try to act according to God's will. I can often tell God's will today by the way things feel. If an answer hits me like a bolt of lightning, it is usually my will. If an answer develops over time, it is usually God's will. I am no longer controlled by self-seeking behavior. This is what a spiritual awakening is like for me. I have gone through a radical personality change as a result of working the 12 steps. I am still actively involved in doing service. I continually work my 12 step. I have a message to pass on today. A message of recovery from the disease of addiction. I can only keep what I have by giving it away, and there are many ways I can carry the message. I was not clean during the first 12 step call many years ago on a Mediterranean island. As I put my small daughter to bed that night, I took the last of my drugs. I sat on the kitchen floor for hours, crying in despair. Those NA members told me that my recovery was up to me. It was up to me to ask for help. By the time I went to bed that night, I had made my mind. I wanted to be free of drugs. The process of surrender began that evening, and when I woke the next morning, I had hope for the first time in years. I still like traveling, and I still like hanging out with addicts. I have had the opportunity to experience NA as a worldwide fellowship before I met using addicts from all around the world. Now I meet recovering addicts from all around the world. What a difference, and what a privilege. Wow, that's a great story. That's one thing I would have liked to experience in my life, is the ability to travel all over the world. Even today, I wouldn't mind going overseas or something and helping out people who just can't seem to help themselves. And that's usually people who are in some kind of poverty or some kind of dilemma because of their governments or because of what resources that they have available to them. I would like to help out. Excuse me. I would like to help out like that. But anyway, thank you. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I appreciate every one of you. And if nobody's told you today that they love you, well, I love you, and we will see you again tomorrow. Sounds good? All right. Bye for now.